Breaking news: Prince Edward confessed to staying away from Harry and Meghan's scandal. Prince Edward today admitted there is a very sad rift between Harry, Meghan and the royals after months of transatlantic truth bombs, but said that's families for you, adding, "I stay way out of it. It's much the safest place to be." The Earl of Wessex said the situation is very difficult for everyone and dodged what he thought of the Sussexes naming their daughter Lilibet after the Queen in an interview on what would have been his father Prince Philip's 100th birthday. When asked about the baby's meaningful name, Edward moved straight onto the birth and said, "Well, we just wish them all happiness. That's fantastic news and absolutely, I hope they are very happy." The Queen's youngest son was asked about how the royal family has coped with a difficult few months, especially Harry and Meghan's flurry of US interviews where they have repeatedly taken potshots at his British family, including accusing them of racism. In an interview with CNN he said, "It's difficult for everyone, but that's families for you," and on the couple's decision to quit as frontline royals and emigrate he said, "We wish them the very best of luck. It's a really hard decision." On what would have been Prince Philip's 100th birthday, Prince Edward spoke out as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex launched an unprecedented legal attack on the BBC yesterday after the corporation claimed the couple did not ask the Queen if they could name their daughter Lilibet. Edward was also asked how he viewed that very public row in a sit-down with the BBC and replied, "It's very sad," before adding, "I stay way out of it. It's much the safest place to be." He added, "We've all had that same spotlight shone on our lives. We've all been subjected to massive intrusion and all the rest of it. We all had to deal with it in different ways." And in an interview with BBC Breakfast, he was asked, "Do you feel any sadness about how it's played out?" "Of course, you know," he replied. "There are all sorts of issues and circumstances there. We've all been there. We've all had that same spotlight shone on our lives. We've been subject to massive intrusion and all the rest of it. We all deal with it in different ways." He said Lilibet's arrival is fantastic news. "We just wish them all happiness," he said. "Absolutely, we hope they are very happy." Yesterday, Meghan and Harry insisted they had informed the Queen of their baby daughter's name before her birth as a war of words broke out with the palace. The Duke hit back at a palace source who claimed he and the Duchess of Sussex never asked Her Majesty about using her childhood nickname, saying she was supportive of the choice. An official spokesman for Meghan and Harry said, "The Duke spoke with his family in advance of the announcement. In fact, his grandmother was the first family member he called. During that conversation, he shared their hope of naming their daughter Lilibet in her honor. Had she not been supportive, they would not have used the name." Angela Levin said this week that Meghan and Harry's use of the private name was rude and even demeaning towards the Queen. She told Good Morning Britain, "I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's quite rude to Her Majesty her Queen. It was a very private nickname from her husband who hasn't been dead for very long. Prince Charles would never dream of calling his mother Lilibet." She added, "It was a special name. I think it's quite demeaning, I really believe that." Buckingham Palace officials were said to be unaware the baby had been born until the announcement came out at 5 p.m. on social media. And the palace previously declined to discuss when the Queen was informed of the safe arrival of her newest great-grandchild, or whether she was advised on Lily's name, or whether she was